Now today I'm just going to do a bit of a demo on how to use an airless spray unit. Now this here is a Graco 695. It's got a few years behind it, but it still works quite well. And obviously it needs a little bit of a clean, but I will do that at some stage. So what I've done so far is I've gone through and laid out the hose. I've also plugged it into the power, so I'm sort of ready to get things going. But the very first thing you want to do is to make sure you put some throat sealant into the pump. Now this will keep it lubricated. I have known of people not to do it, and eventually they blow their pump up and wonder what's happened to it. So the throat sealant is very important. So once you've done that, I've actually got to clean the machine out. When I store my spray unit, I leave diesel in it. That way it keeps everything lubricated and it won't rust. So the first thing I have to do is get the diesel out. So I'll put that there in water. Now here's the bypass hose. Now a lot of the older units never had a bypass hose, which the advantage of the bypass hose is if ever you're spraying and your paint runs out and it starts to suck up air, you can use the bypass hose to actually get that air blockage out and go through and start spraying again. If you didn't have the bypass hose, you've actually got to bring the gun all the way back here and basically get all the paint out of the whole system until the air blockage comes out. So the bypass hose actually saves a bit of time in that respect. So now what I'll do is I'll make sure the bypass is turned down. I'll also make sure the pressure is turned down and then turn the machine on. So now I'll just slowly turn the pressure on. All the diesel has come out so far, but to be 100% sure, I'll let about 1 litre of water run through it first. Now I've run approximately about 1 litre of water through, so that should remove any residue of the diesel. Now I'll have to actually clean the line out. So I've got the gun, I'll switch this back over. And now I'll clean the rest of the line out. So once again, now I've actually got most of the diesel out the line, I'll do the same thing. I'll run about another litre of water through there just to get rid of any other residue of the diesel out. So now I've done that, I'll get rid of the diesel. Now with this diesel I can actually reuse it afterwards, and I'll actually put it back into the machine when I'm finished. So now it's time to put some paint in there, so I'll just grab that. Now I've got 10 litres of paint here, so what I'll do is I'll put the line into the paint, just making sure there's not too much water left in there. I'll just get rid of the bucket. Now it's basically repeating the same process I just did. I'll make sure the pressure's off, switch on the bypass, then slowly increase the pressure until you can actually see paint coming out the end. So that paint will still be a little bit watery. So what I'll do is I'll let it run. So what I'll do is I'll let it run into here. Once again, probably half litre of paint, just so it actually gets any water that's in the system out. Obviously it's going to thin the paint slightly, but the amount it's going to thin it won't bother it. So that looks pretty good. Now you've got two choices. You can either put this in the paint or put it in a bucket of water. I tend to go for the bucket of water because, as you see, it slowly, eventually gets covered with paint. Now the same process again. I'll switch it back so it's going through the line. Okay, now we've got paint just starting to come out. So once again, I'll probably go through about half a litre of paint just to make sure there's no water left in the line at all. So now we're just about ready for painting. The only thing we need to do now is obviously put our spray tip in. When I was doing this through the gun, the tip was out, obviously, so the paint would come through quite quick. So basically put your tip in and then you'll just need to adjust your pressure to spraying pressure, and then you're ready to go. So that's been just a bit of a demo on how to get a spray gun ready for spraying.